Episode 4 of Slow Horses Season 5, titled Missiles, is another explosive chapter in the show's chaotic and darkly funny spy world. Things have been spiraling out of control for Jackson Lamb and his team ever since a clever honeypot attack on Roddy Ho put MI5 on high alert. The Slow House was quickly placed under lockdown, but this bunch of misfits has never been one to follow orders. Using their usual mix of chaos, trickery, and teamwork, they manage to break free from the restrictions, and that's when everything begins to unravel even more dangerously. The episode follows multiple overlapping missions that test everyone's loyalties, strategies, and instincts. While Lamb sets out to chase down a lead on his own, Emma Flight of the Dogs, MI5's elite security team, is hot on the same trail. Meanwhile, other Slow House agents, Shirley, Standish, River, and co., are scattered across London trying to prevent what looks like an impending political assassination at two major mayoral rallies. It's the kind of day only the Slow House crew could survive, if they're lucky. At the park, Roddy Ho finds himself stuck in an interrogation room once again, this time facing off with Emma Flight. She decides to play a psychological game to break him, sharing a story about how she once fell in love with a target during a honeypot mission. Whether her story is true or not doesn't really matter. It's meant to make Roddy drop his guard. Roddy, of course, tries to turn things around by pretending to cooperate while secretly warning his girlfriend Tara during the phone call. But he underestimates Flight's tech team, and the longer he keeps talking, the easier it becomes for MI5 to trace Tara's location. What complicates things further is that Tara's feelings for Roddy might actually be real. When Flight listens to Tara's emotional words, she starts to suspect that maybe this wasn't all just a scheme. Maybe there's genuine love involved. For someone as cynical as Flight, that's a dangerous thought to entertain, but it's one of the many moral knots that make Slow Horses so gripping. Meanwhile, Jackson Lamb has already done what he does best: outsmart everyone. He figures out Tara's real address by realizing it must be close to the fake one she gave earlier. That kind of twisted, street-smart logic is classic Lamb. By the time Flight and her agents get to the scene, Lamb is already there. He's gone through the place, found clues, and even traced Tara's phone records, which reveal she's heading straight to Roddy's apartment. Even though Flight doesn't want Lamb tagging along, he manages to talk or bully his way into the mission. When Tara finally shows up and tries to flee, it's Lamb who stops her in her tracks. His quick action allows MI5 to capture her, and that earns him a seat beside Flight and Taverner for the next big moment: Tara's interrogation back at the park. This move reminds everyone that, for all his sarcasm and bad habits, Lamb is still one of the sharpest minds in British intelligence. While Lamb is busy chasing leads and dodging bureaucracy, Claude Whelan, MI5's first desk director, General, finds himself dragged into a scandal of his own. Dodi Gimball, the wife of mayoral candidate Dennis Gimball, has dirt on Claude. Apparently, she's discovered proof of an affair with an escort. She threatens to expose him in her newspaper unless he gives her what she wants. Claude is shaken, but not for long. He's too powerful and too cunning to let someone else hold leverage over him. He starts digging into the Gimball's past, and what he finds completely flips the power dynamic. It turns out that Dennis Gimball's family history could destroy his entire political career. His father, Yusuf Ozil, was a Turkish immigrant who entered the UK illegally and was imprisoned years ago for grievous bodily harm. This detail would be career-ending for Gimball, especially since he's running on a harsh anti-immigration campaign designed to appeal to conservative voters. Claude doesn't stop there. He also uncovers that Dottie once had a messy breakup in college with the chairman of a Marxist group and got him fired by framing him with cocaine. It's a ruthless bit of revenge that shows Dottie's true colors, and Claude uses it to put her in her place. Their little game of power and blackmail turns into a full-blown war of information, and for now, Claude seems to have the upper hand. Meanwhile, the rest of Slow House is out in the field trying to prevent a tragedy. After escaping the lockdown, they split up between the two mayoral rallies, one for Zafar and one for Gimball. Based on their intelligence, Co predicts that a political assassination is likely to be the next major move in the enemy's destabilization plan. Lamb believes Gimball is the more likely target, so he sends Shirley to Zafar's rally just in case, while the others monitor Gimball's event. But as always in Slow Horses, things don't go as expected. The attack comes where no one thought it would. At Zafar's rally, Shirley and Standish find themselves right in the middle of chaos. The crowd is buzzing, the tension is electric, and suddenly they realize something's off. Thanks to their quick thinking, they manage to stop the assassination attempt just in time. A small victory in a day full of disasters. At the same time, River and Co. are a mismatched pair trying to cover Gimball's rally. They can barely stand each other, and their teamwork is a mess. After arguing over where the assassin might strike from, they decide to split up. River sneaks around the back of the venue, where he spots Gimball in a tense conversation with a man he doesn't recognize. It's Bowman, Zafar's head of security. What starts as a quiet exchange quickly turns hostile, and before long, River steps in, knocking Bowman out cold. Co, meanwhile, is trying to navigate through a maze of backstage equipment to get a better view of what's happening outside. But in true Slow Horses fashion, everything goes wrong. While moving through the cluttered backstage area, he accidentally knocks over some gear. A chain reaction follows, one thing hits another, and finally, a heavy paint can comes crashing down directly onto Gimball's head. It's a freak accident, but the result is deadly. The mayoral candidate collapses instantly, his skull cracked open in the alley. River and Co. realize there's no saving him, and worse, they're now at the scene of what looks like a political assassination. They know staying there would only make things worse, so they flee, leaving chaos in their wake. It's another grim day for Slow House, one more disaster to clean up, and one more scandal MI5 will try to bury. The episode ends on a note of confusion and dread. A political candidate is dead, a suspected assassin is on the loose, and the Slow House team is, once again, in way over their heads. Lamb and Flight are circling the same suspects from different angles, while Claude's dirty secrets with the Gimballs are threatening to blow back on MI5 itself. Everything is tangled, messy, and dangerous, exactly how Slow Horses likes it. Missiles is one of the most tightly written episodes of the season so far. It combines political intrigue, absurd comedy, and shocking tragedy with the sharp dialogue and grimy realism that define the show. Each storyline, Lamb's hunt for Tara, Claude's political blackmail game, and the chaotic rallies, feeds into the other, building toward a finale that feels unpredictable and explosive. By the end, it's clear that no one is safe, not even the people pulling the strings. Lamb might be clever, but MI5's House of Cards is wobbling, and the fallout from Gimball's death will be massive. With only 2 episodes left, fans are bracing for a fiery finish, one that could destroy the slow house or finally redeem it.